Approaching the boxing ring is Luis Delgado of Ecuador.
It's time to greet the boxer fighting out of the blue corner, representing Russian Boxing Federation. Please welcome
Akhtem ZAKIROV of the Russian Boxing Federation, approaching the blue corner ahead of this quarterfinal.
Ladies and gentlemen, your judges have ruled in favor of your winner, declared by split decision. To the right corner is Kazakhstan, ZAKIROV Akhtem.
Na ovaj megdan, što bi rekli, na ovaj meč izlazi šampion Rusije I šampion 120.
So sprinting up the steps and settling in the blue corner is Akhtem ZAKIROV. His equipment checked by the referee. She'll now call both boxers to center ring for the final instructions. Cho Jung-suk of the Korean Republic is the third person in the ring. We're in the 51-kilogram flyweight division, and this quarterfinal is between boxers from Ecuador and the Russian Boxing Federation. The man on the perimeter of the ring, wearing red, is Ecuador's Luis Delgado, 21 years of age. He one of two Ecuadorian boxers through to the quarterfinal stage. The man tucking up behind high-held gloves and trying to bob and weave and roll his way inside, just scored with a flashing right hand, is Akhtem ZAKIROV, 23 years old, come to the ring as the reigning Russian national champion. Good left hand to the body picked by Delgado. And he one of 8 Russian boxers from the 13 they entered Russian Boxing Federation athletes, because they're not here under the Russian flag. As you can see from that graphic, they're here as representatives of the Russian Boxing Federation. Beautiful work to the body once again from Delgado, just trying to keep this bustling little figure in blue at bay. He's looking to close the distance, does get close, but Delgado doing a good job dancing out of the corner by moving to his left. Southpaw left from ZAKIROV, who's an adept switch hitter, wasn't far away. Now he's pressing forward in the orthodox stance. His feet just crossed over momentarily. It's been a very good start by Delgado. Look at the bent-arm punches he's uncoiling, hooks and uppercuts to keep distance between himself and the on-rushing figure in blue, who is a terrific pressure fighter. You see him get inside and look to work away to the body, but Delgado doing an outstanding job, approaching 2 minutes gone, making life difficult. An entry into his wheelhouse. Something of a frustrating exercise so far for ZAKIROV. He continues to press, but again, left hand whipped into the body's an eye-catching shot from Delgado. Terrific display from the man competing in his second World Boxing Championships, having fought in Yekaterinburg in Russia 2 years ago. Nice movement off the ropes from Delgado, who's doing an outstanding job keeping the movement going. The heads came together. Uppercut driven into the body, just appeared to dip the knees of ZAKIROV. Certainly stopped him in his tracks. So he comes forward once again, and ZAKIROV firing away with the backhand, but was short of the mark. His left hook was a little closer. Rough with the head on the inside, ZAKIROV. Delgado complaining to the referee about it. Again, Delgado looking to target the body of his opponent once again. It's been a very good display, this, for my money, from Delgado in the opening round. Now that's naughty. Well, we saw Delgado do this in the previous contest. In his victory over the man from Georgia, Nadari Dari, he came into the ring with an injury, and on 2 occasions, Delgado put his glove, one instruction of break from the referee, and rubbed it in the direction of the injury. It's a terrific performance over the first 3-minute rounds, but to hit the man with an elbow I'm sorry, that's bang out of order. But he's done it. Man who, as I say, committed similar unsportsmanlike gestures in his previous contest, elbowing his man at during the closing stages of the first round. But in terms of the boxing he produced, well, it was very good indeed, using body shots such as that left hand to completely disrupt the attempted forward movement of Akhtem Zakirov. So into the second round then, Zakirov out quickly, having conceded the first. Very good boxing from the man in red as he looks to keep it going, planting his feet in between, moving backwards. And when he does sink his feet into the canvas, he uncoils left hooks to the body like that. Terrific work from Delgado, 2019 Pan Am Games quarterfinalist in Lima 2 years ago. Zakirov getting closer with his own body work. Early this summer, he took top spot on the medal podium in the European Under-22 Boxing Championships. Left hook to the head, not too far away from Zakirov after Delgado was searching for the body with his own left hand. Good left hand driven in by Delgado once again. And Zakirov, while he often is so adept at fighting out of a crouch, that he presents practically nothing to hit for his opponent. But look at the accuracy coming from the gloves of Delgado. Zakirov getting closer. Now he's no choir boy, because look at his use of the head on the inside. So physical encounter, this one, between two rough customers. Left hand of the Czech variety was a scoring shot for Delgado. Zakirov continuing to bore his way forwards. Rabbit punch landed from behind by Zakirov, and the referee speaking to him about that infringement immediately. She reminds Delgado that he's not to hold at close range. He fires a left uppercut, looking to continue to press is Zakirov, and his burst of activity to the body is resulting in some scoring punches. Delgado applies a headlock on the command of break from the referee. And Zakirov, his high tempo, is he beginning to get just a little bit closer? Because Delgado has put an awful lot of work. Well, there it is. This can change things considerably here now. It's going to be a warning both ways. And this is good officiating for my money, because both of these guys, lots of holding, lots of rough house tactics. When things get to close range on the inside, and it continues right after both boxers have been issued a warning. That warning is going to result in a point deduction. Oh, that's a good right hand landed from Delgado. And it's another entanglement right in front of the referee. My goodness, looking to increase the urgency is Zakirov. Delgado meets him head on in the space of the ring. Elbow going in from Zakirov. A rough 3 minutes of boxing. So physical, so beyond the rules, that the referee issued a warning in the direction of each of the boxers. Zakirov looking to turn up the temperature and increase the heat. And it's Zakirov who takes it on a 4-1 split. So going into the final round, we've got 3 scorecards of 18 points apiece, because the warnings have been taken into account, resulting in point deductions that have been accounted for on the scorecards after 2 rounds of boxing. But a terrific response from Zakirov and Delgado, who expended an awful lot of energy in the opening round in particular and tried to keep it going in the second. But Zakirov, continuing with his incessant pressure, appeared to be the busier boxer, and oh my goodness, he comes out with a good body shot. But look at Delgado responding in kind. It has all come down to this. 3 scorecards that are all square, 18 points apiece after 2 rounds of boxing. And a blatant shot on the break from Zakirov. There is absolutely no love lost between these two. I'm not sure they're going to remain in contact via social media when they retreat to the respective homelands of Russia and Ecuador at the conclusion of this contest. But again, given the talent that they both possess, the 21-year-old Delgado and the 23-year-old Zakirov, they could well be meeting down the line again in global competitions. Remember, we've got Tashkent in 2 years' time. These two men, in all likelihood, if they stick with it, are only going to be better at that stage of their careers. And they could well meet on the global stage if they're able to maintain the national team vest of their respective nations. Zakirov stealing a glance to his corner. Delgado meeting him head on, but that's a burst of shots without reply from Zakirov. Boring in with his head once again. Shoves his man off. An incredibly physical affair approaching the midpoint of this final round. The entire contest has been reduced to 1 3-minute shootout effectively. Delgado looking for the left uppercut. Increasing amounts of holding as Zakirov desperately trying to break free. Bombing away with big shots of both men, hooks and backhands. But it was a final word in that exchange, landed by Zakirov. We're beyond the midpoint of the final round. We've got a clash of heads. Is there an injury? Zakirov, before the doctor made it up the steps, just took the opportunity to engage in some non-verbal communication with his corner. The referee attentively treating that injury. Up in the hairline, it appears to be. The doctor happy for the contest to continue. There's just over a minute to go. Delgado willingly back into the breach. Both men looking to get real leverage on their shots. The quick burst of punches through the middle from Zakirov, who then ragdolls his man across the ring, was the more eye-catching work. Delgado long with his shots, missed completely with that hook. Zakirov again looking to his corner at every opportunity. Good right hand to the body from Zakirov. Left hand to the body from Delgado in response. Good right hand landed by Delgado during this torrid trade-off. Zakirov trying to get his hands free and work the middle. There's a left uppercut through the middle. Zakirov with a burst of punches to the body before the referee intervened. Less than 30 seconds to go. Delgado looking to keep his head out of harm's way. Took a right hand to the body. And again, it's a contest that is in the balance. Beautiful left uppercut on a resumption from Delgado. Then he ties his man up. Zakirov scores with a right hand to the body. And the punches exchange right up until the final bell. Zakirov bustling away to the body and finishing with a left hand. Delgado thinks that he's done enough. And for what it's worth, well, it's incredibly close. But I think that final burst of activity, punches to the body and left hand to the head from Zakirov, could be enough to tilt it in his favor. Delgado's in no doubt that the verdict is going his way. I'm inclined to see it in favor of Zakirov, but make no mistake, it's incredibly tight. 18 points apiece after 2 rounds of boxing on the cards of 3 judges after a warning was issued both ways because the contest was so rough and physical. Here's the verdict. It could be split. And there's confirmation. Delgado is utterly crestfallen, but the victor is Artem Zakirov of the Russian Boxing Federation. There's confirmation of the warnings. Incredibly tight. 1 point in it on all 5 cards. And it literally could well have been that final burst of punches without reply just before the bell. We're talking 2 seconds, maybe even a second. But again, giving the impression of being busy and accurate. It all came down to that. Practically nothing between them throughout the course of this contest. But Zakirov getting it on a 3-2 split by the narrowest of margins. He goes through to the semi-finals and a guaranteed place on the rostrum and at least $25,000 US in prize money. Zakirov will face off against Roscoe Hill tomorrow.